All right, we are back. My kitchen is busy this morning. Our dough is rested, and now it's time for its final shape. It's a little bit drier on top, which is now the bottom. You always want your seam to be up until you put it in your pot. All right, so all we're going to do is take our dough, lift it up, and flip it over. And now we have to laminate it. Laminating is just stretching it out. Of course, mine doesn't want to cooperate. You want to get it into a sort of a rectangle. God, there's that air bubbles. Wow. I've seen creators stretch their dough out on their entire countertop. And to me, I don't have the patience for that. But if you let your dough rest after you pre-shape it, you shouldn't have any problems getting it into a big enough size so that you can properly roll it. And be careful when you're doing this that you don't poke holes. Like I said, you don't want to break your dough. You want to keep it together. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. And what you're going to do is fold one side up, press it down, pop a bubble, bring the other side down, press it down, and then turn it. Or I'm turning it because because of everything that's set up here, I don't have the room to move it. And now we're going to roll it and shape it into a ball. You want to create more surface tension. See the tension on there? It's jiggly. So remember, push and pull. Push and pull. Push and pull. That creates tension, but you don't, be careful. You want to be careful at this point that you don't, boy, the bubbles, that you're not making holes or creating anything that's going to make your dough fall apart. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your push and pulls. Yes, you want that tension, but no, you don't want to break your dough. If that makes sense, break your dough. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I'm gonna put a little more flour in my banneton. Then you're gonna scoop her up and drop her in seam side up. And you can tell it's the seam side because of all the... And all you're going to do is give it all a good squeeze. You can adjust it so it's in there straight. I have issues with that myself. There are several things that you can do to add more tension at this point in time. You can stitch your dough, which is basically just bringing it together, bringing your edges together, or you can do these, I can never remember the name of them. I don't know, I'll have to look it up for you. But anyways, you want to keep your dough tight. So just, you can, like I said, stitch or pinch together, or that other thing. What the heck was that? I don't know. I can't think about it. So once you're at this point, I like to leave my dough sit out for about 10 or 15 minutes after it's covered. And all that's doing is giving it a minute to start rising. I need to go to sleep. You want to sprinkle the top with a little bit of flour, otherwise it's going to stick. If you see any holes, pinch them together. Okay. So when this comes out, this will be, the top of this will be the bottom, because you're going to flip it out onto either a sling or piece of parchment or whatever. I highly suggest parchment paper, just because it makes your life so much easier when it comes to baking bread. And it doesn't matter what kind of bread it is. It really does make your life easier. So I'm going to let this sit out for 10 minutes. Look at the time and make sure you're aware of what time it is. For me, it's 10 to 11 in the morning. So my dough took 6 hours to bulk ferment, which just means develop flavor and rise. I mean, you saw all the air bubbles that were in there. That's your starter working. So give it about 10 minutes and then put it in the refrigerator and keep it in there for at least 8 hours. 10 hours is best. You can leave it in there for up to 24 hours without there being any damage. Anything after that, in my opinion, this is just me, anything after that is overproofed. And you'll know if your dough is overproofed because it comes out and it just flattens. If that happens, you're going to make focaccia bread. And I'm not trying to make light, because I've had to do it on more than one occasion, and I'm not proud of that either. I would say 12 hours. Now, if I'm putting this in the refrigerator at 11 o'clock in the morning, technically I could bake this at about between 9 and 11 o'clock tonight if I wanted to. But I don't want to. I'm going to leave it in the refrigerator for probably 18 to 20 hours and bake it tomorrow morning. So that also helps with flavor development. It gives it a chance to rise a little bit more. It's going to continue to rise in the refrigerator. I know that sounds counterproductive, but it's the truth. It's going to rise in the refrigerator. So come back tomorrow and we will go through the steps it takes to bake. Okay? And I hope you guys have a Dutch oven, either a stainless steel one or a cast iron one. Enamel on cast iron works, enamel on stainless steel works, plain cast iron works. Anything that can handle the high heat, that's what you're looking for. So I thank you guys for being with me today. It's been a long one. This is going to be an extremely long video, and I apologize for that, but I wanted to do it all in one so that you didn't have to keep coming back. So I will do my best to get it edited and get it out. All right? You guys have a lovely, lovely day, and we'll see you on the next one.